Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Vobie One-Eye Kenobi Showbie with me, Richard Vobes. Yes, it's the Vobes Show, the 15th of June 2020, and it's 8 o'clock here in the UK from the back room of a terrace house at the edge of the English Channel, at the foot of the South Downs. This show comes beaming into your piece of electrical apparatus, whatever that might be, a tablet or a PC or a laptop or some sort of phone thing or whatever it is. Maybe it just gets wangled straight into the old brain. Who knows? But I'm here live and direct, as they say. And of course, you'll be able to call in on our special phone because we do, bing, have a special phone. Yes, we're foaming at the mouth. We got some fantastic videos to go with today. A very special one from Monsieur Norris. It's rather good, this one. I'm not going to leave it to the end. I'm going to play it somewhere in the middle because it's that good. And I want to find out how he did it. That would be the thing. I hope he is going to be out there watching. I'm sure he will. Let's say a few hellos and thank yous and all that kind of stuff. So let's find out who's out there. We've got the lovely Judith. Hello to you, lovely Judith, and the lovely Julia. There they are in the moderator. I was trying to say there, in the moderator's bubble. Making sure that everyone's behaving themselves. If you're not behaving yourselves, you will get a little slap. But don't tease them. Don't tease them. Laura is out there. Hello to you, Laura. Ernie the milkman. Tally-ho, Richard. Out there nice and early delivering the milk, one hopes. We have Jeff Kellison, who says, does that make me Jeff the truck driver? Maybe everybody, should have whatever their profession is. Richard the idiot, that's me. But who are you this evening? Who are you? That would be great. Ben Reeves says hello. Mike Stevens says hello. Roy Ballinger. Also Paul Smith. Very nice of you to come dropping by. We have Ron Langley, Ed Loud, Glastonbury Gabriel, Days of Yore. Greetings to you all. We have Ramiboo, Tim Williams, and Connor's Dark Corner. We also have Barry Stevens, Mystic Hair, and more coming all the time. And there's those of you who watch in disguise, in a little raincoat and a Macintosh hat or something, under the rainbow. Floating our boat, good evening to you, Rich and Fran, and Ed Loud, and Alan Sandel, and all the rest of you, which is fantastic. And then there's all of you who listen and watch and view from afar. Linda Kane, sorry, I beg your pardon. Linda, the genteel retiree. Oh, isn't that nice? What are you? How are you going to sum yourselves up? Bung them in the chat room. That's all a bit of fun, isn't it? So there we are. We've got... what do we say we had? We had Ed. No, not Ed. I've forgotten your name already. Ernie, that's right. I don't know why I forgot Ernie. Ernie the milkman. We have Linda the genteel... retiree, Ed the unemployed former carer. There we. Now, if you can get them to be alliteration, even better, or make them rhyme, there's extra points for all of that. If you can make them just sound really great, then that's fantastic. Ben, here we go. Farmer Covalance Medical Safety Report writer. Yeah, that one just comes straight off the tongue. Yeah, thanks for that, mate. Glastonbury is, Glastonbury Gabriel is sort of, that's what he is, the Glastonbury Gabriel. Very good. Andrew the Dog Whisperer. Oh yeah, Andrew the Dog Whisperer. Hey, Zorro, how you doing? How does the theme to Zorro go? Sean's Kitchen Garden and Homestead. Wait a minute, that's got longer. You keep chopping and changing it. 1 minute, it's Sean's James. I think of that. When you suddenly get to Sean James, I then start thinking of James Robinson Justice, who is a marvellous actor. James Robinson Justice, absolutely fantastic. Anyway, now he's Shaun the Sheep, which is good. Like that, Shaun the Sheep. Dazed and confused, says Floating Our Boat. Never. I can't believe it. Barry Stevens says, Barry the Confused, the bulldozering my way through life. Good idea. And in this current climate, that's probably the only way to do it. Ronald McDonald says, Ron, okie dokie. Hope you like burgers. Ed the Beautiful Symbol and Occasional Fibber. Yeah, see the former, maybe. Mike the Cat Lover. I like it. I like it. We usually abbreviate it to PV. Oh, yeah, PV. What does PV mean? I'm not going to go there. Oh, yes. No, wait. PV. Isn't it PP? Oh, no, PPE. I'm getting confused with all that corona. What's the name? Anyway, any rhubarb? Oh, yes. Sean needed to mention on Saturday morning. Saturday morning. Do you mind? I'm in bed. I'm trying to sleep. It's 10 to 12 in the morning, nearly midday. I am like I would ever lie in that. Do you know, if I lie in after 8 o'clock, if I am in bed and it goes 8 o'clock a.m., 8 o'clock, 100 hours, I think that is a lie in to me. That is taking the liberty. I have never been in bed, certainly never beyond 9 o'clock. That would be, you know, as if someone had smashed me over the head and I'd been out cold on anaesthetic. I would get up. I don't know what it is. Are you somebody who can lie in? Can you lie in? What time do you get up? You know, if unless you're working late hours or something, what time do you get up? What is a good time to get up? I personally get up about 6 o'clock. In the winter, 7. I do draw the line a bit because it's when it's cold, but by 7 I am up. By 8 it's just an insult. Anyway, I didn't have a knock on the door. I'd actually been out filming, and I came back from filming Saturday, and there was on my desk was this white puffed out envelope, padded jiffy bag jobby, and inside was the rhubarb. And Sean, I didn't see a note or anything, and you don't have an email address on your website. So I was looking for your email address, and I put it into my computer, and I didn't seem to have it there. I was looking on your website, and there's no email address on your website. And I thought, how do I get in touch with them and say thank you so much? What I actually meant to do was take a picture of it. So as soon as I got back from filming, I dumped my stuff on the floor. I opened this thing because I had a suspicion of what it was. I got in some echinacea, I don't know what it's called, compost. I shoved it in the compost. I squirted it with water, great big slosh of water, and it was as limp as anything, and it looked like it was dead because it had been 2 days in the post office. And I chucked it in a pot outside in the sunshine, and it's still looking limp. It's still looking limp. But I'm hoping over the week it will go, oh dear, dear. I think I've survived. So I'm hoping it's all right. But thank you so much for supplying me with the rhubarb. Ach, I either knew. It's appropriate moonlit night tonight, Mrs. Wright. Are you pulling up the rhubarb? Yes. So he pulled up the rhubarb, or as he said, he lifted it. He lifted it very genteelly, whereas I would have just pulled it up, yanked it out. And shoved it in the post. Anyway, it arrived, and that is the current situation. So we will hope, fingers crossed, it's all right. The best part of the day is the early morning, says Mike Stevens. Absolutely, couldn't agree with you more. That is the best part, certainly from a filming perspective as well. Sir Lancelot Spratt, says Robert Croser. Nice to see you there. Andrew Murphy, good to see you, which is fantastic. And what about Bella? Bella, ugly fella. No, that's not right. Jude the Obscure. Oh, Jude the Obscure. And Julia Palmer Covigilance. Vigilance. Covigilance. I see what you mean. Covigilance. Palmer Covigilance. I got it. Takes a bit of time for me to understand. The English language, my first native language, still trying to learn how to speak it. I don't know. You know. Dawn up early, says Dawn Copping. Dawn up early. What time do you get up, Dawn? Veg Grower Richard Suggett says, I dare you to have a lie-in, Richard. No. I couldn't. Do you know, I would feel guilty. I just feel guilty that I'm not doing something. I'm one of those people who can't sit still for any length of time because I want to be out doing something. Gotta do. You see, the way I look at it is we're all going to die. Now, I hate to break it to you, but it's true. And we're all going to die at some point. And I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or in 100 years' time. They may have come up with something that they need a guinea pig or something and say this will make you live forever or at least 100 years. And it may be me that I am on it. Who knows? And so I feel that if my time is up tomorrow, I want to have done everything I need to do. And there's a lot. So so I have to get up early. Andrew Murphy says anything between 8 and 10. 8 and 10. 10. Sorry, 10. Yeah, that does say 10. Between 8 and 10. So I just need to calm down for a moment. Really, what time do you go to bed? Sean's Kitchen says I start waking up at 4 and seem far more productive and full of energy. Yes, there you go. That's all right. Depends what time you do need 8 hours. It has been proven now that 8 hours. If you're not getting 8 hours sleep, then you are actually taking off years off your life. In fact, you are better to smoke and have 8 hours of sleep than to not smoke and not have 8 hours of sleep. That's the new thing. I say new thing, that's new research. But then they said margarine was better for you than butter, and then they changed their mind. So you never quite can tell, can you? 1 minute they say red wine is really good for you. The next minute they say it's terrible for you. So, you just got to work it out for yourself at the end of the day. Don't take what I say. Here, that was a rhubarb's accent. That's right. It's a rhubarb. Rhubarb. I think the only way to deal with rhubarb is to have a Scottish accent, if that's all right. Ron Langley says, Linda Kane, I saw your name come up in the credits of The Bald Explorer yesterday. You are famous. Yes, Linda Kane have very kindly helped me with some research on Stanley Arthur, what's his name? Arthur Jefferson? No, Stanley Arthur Jefferson was somebody else. Arthur Stanley Cook, Stan Laurel, of course. You knew that, didn't you? You knew that. Stan Laurel was not the writer of Off the Beaten Track. It was the Arthur Stanley... wait, you're getting me... No, stop it. Anyway, she helped me with some of the research on there. I didn't put about the mystery towers in, Linda, as you may have noticed, because it would have just confused the issue, because that was much later. Connor's Dark Corner says PM, not the autocorrect. The 8th to the 4th. What do you mean from the 8th to the 4th? 8th to the 4th? What does that mean? That's not when you get up. I only get up on the 8th or the 4th. Any other day of the week, I don't get up. Fair enough. Each to their own. Mark Donny McLeod says 40 to 60 miles from me is the Rhubarb Triangle. Ooh, don't take your rhubarb into the Rhubarb Triangle, for it will disappear. Earlier tonight, we heard about a rhubarb making its journey across Lancashire. Unfortunately, it entered the Rhubarb Triangle, and suddenly it had vanished. All the slugs in town have confessed it wasn't them. Something mysterious is going with the old hooded rhubarb snatcher.
No one will ever find me.
It's funny how if you're going to be an evil person, you've got to have an evil laugh. Can you imagine somebody who wants this, I want to be really evil and take over the world. And you think, oh, well, no, you couldn't possibly take over the world because you haven't got an evil laugh. So presumably they have to go to evil laugh school or evil school or something where you are trained. Now then, young man, I see you want to be an evil person. You've got to have the evil laugh. You cannot possibly be evil without it.
Oh, how do I do the evil laugh?
Well, you've got to get the cackle, haven't you? The cackle.
I will take over the world.
You've got to get the evil cackle.
Oh, how does the evil cackle go?
So without it, you are never going to be evil. Parma violets. Yes, take some of those. That'll make you evil. God, blimey, Parma violets, they're the most vilest thing in the world. That is just a Parma violets, those little purple sweets. That is just crystallized perfume, isn't it? It's almost like they've sucked out the Earl Grey flavour, whatever it's called, the bergamot flavour. 10 a.m, says Robert. Yeah, I wish. No, I don't wish. I would hate to be in bed. You've wasted so many hours. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Half a guinea pig, half a Vobes' terrifying thought, says Tim Williams. Drug safety is an alternative name for pharmacovigilance. Drug safety. Oh, pharmacovigilance. Oh, it's got nothing to do with COVID. Oh, it's got nothing to do with... Do you know, there was I thinking it was something to do with COVID. It just shows you how ignorant I am. The lovely Julia says, as a species, we evolved in many differences between us, and those being that some of us are early birds and some of us are night owls. It meant that there is always someone watching over the camp. Ah, yes. Everybody likes a bit of campanology, don't they? Heidi Hi from Holly, looking for the hullabaloo, says Holly and Co. Oh, well, you've come to the right place for a little bit of hullabaloo. Robert Croser says, oh, that's not so bad, Richard. Keep your gardening until then. We're talking October at Network Rail. Okay, good. Not sure what you mean by that. And Sean says, I go to sleep straight after this show, nice and relaxing. Oh, well, I'm not surprised that most people don't go to sleep during the show. So there we are. He's in Wakefield, halfway through the triangle, says Mark Donny McLeod. Oh, no. Anyway, shall we? I'm helping work on a COVID-19 vaccine in my team, says Ben Reeve. Oh, that's nice. You can make Parma Violet gin. Parma Violent gin. Oh, yeah. You put the gin in your palm and it's incredibly violent. Oh, sorry, violet. Yes. Parma Violet gin. Ding, ding, ding. Shall we go and have a look at a video? I think we should. Do you know, I'm going to start with Monsieur Norris tonight, because it gives me a chance to put the kettle on, because it's 2 hours and 32 minutes if you play it in slow motion. No, this is a gem. This is a gem. All the videos are a gem. But, Mr. Norris, you have excelled yourself with this, and I am incredibly envious at not only the concept, I think that's brilliant, but also having the talent to be able to do all of this, not so much the mechanics, but the artistry. I'm going to leave it at that. People will be amazed. Prepare to be amazed. The Andrew Norris moment, ladies and gentlemen. I just have to get into the Andrew Norris box. And prepare yourself for something that's highly entertaining, original, and amusing. Here it is.
Okay, everything's back to the shade in here. Right? It's in the Mason. Keep down, all right. Houston, Roger, we copy? Roger.
How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Something I knocked up over the weekend. Absolutely amazing. Well done, Andrew Norris. Now, of course, what we want you to do is to call in and tell us about it, because it was phenomenal. So let me just get back into the show part where I can put the number up. There it is. Give us a call, Andrew, if you don't mind. If you've got a few moments, I'd love to know how you do it. What's the inspiration? Because the amount of detail, the level of detail, and the transitions, the ongoing linear transitions are just stunning. Fantastic. So there we go. Everybody loved it. Knew they would, which is wonderful. That's the standard we're hitting now, ladies and gentlemen. Anything less than that, we're not showing it. I'm sorry. So that's my videos out the window then, isn't it? That's my stuff gone and forever. Absolutely amazing. There we go. Look at the lots of praise there. Andrew, amazing. Must have taken ages to imagine and bring to reality. I think he did it over the weekend, didn't it? Just in an afternoon, something like that. Robert Croso, speechless, which is unusual. Audrey Forbes, I feel emotional. Lovely Julia, fan bloomintastic. Well done, Andrew. Nice one, Mr. Norris. Unbelievably, frankly, how can we all live up to that? Exactly. That's going to make everything look simplistic. But what about that innovative analog technology? As I saw somebody say, you know, and I think in the world of digital stuff, when you do anything now that's analog, it really has more meaning. Let's find out who this is calling in. Hello to the caller on the Vobes Show.
What ho, what ho.
What ho? Something you knocked up over the weekend?
Well, it's actually, I've been working on it for quite a while. We have a festival in Zagreb called the One Take.
The One Take? Ah, right.
So the film must be in one take. And I started working on this, I started it about 10 years ago, and then I put it aside and left it and forgot about it. And then when this festival was announced, before COVID, of course,
yes,
I thought, I'll resurrect it and work on it again and add some sound effects and some music, and touched up a bit of the pictures as well. But what it is, it's a drawing, continuous drawing, 18 meters long and 10 centimeters high, just passing behind that window, so you get this constant evolution of the image.
Yes. So, what did you say? It was 18 foot wide.
18 meters long.
18 meters. 18 meters.
Yeah,
wow.
10 centimeters high. Yeah.
So, and I mean, you could, you were looking very carefully. You could see where you obviously joined it, and presumably you got a couple of drums behind there, which it's rolling onto.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I made all the mechanics behind as well.
Yeah. But it's what I love is that you're able to speed it up and slow it down as appropriate.
Yes. Yeah.
And having that little window, which if that's 18. So that's eight square?
10 centimeters high by about 12, I think.
Oh, so almost 3:4 ratio then.
Yes, yeah.
Like the old, yeah. And
like the old TV.
Yeah, exactly. And you just focus in on that, and you framed it, with the black tape and everything. And it's just great. It's just really, really great.
Yes, yeah. And, I filmed at the beginning where you could see the,
Yes.
my approaching it and turning the mechanics, so you could see how it functioned. From the front, yeah.
Absolutely. And Days of Yours just put up there, I think that's so good, a Bayeux tapestry of the modern day.
Well, it's actually what a wonderful comparison in a way.
Yeah, it tells its story in the way the Bayeux tapestry does.
But this is what they used to do in America. Famous artists would used to paint very long panoramas, and they would unfurl a section each week, and queues of people would queue up to see.
Amazing. It is amazing. So the getting the transitions between, because you could sort of say it's a series of slides.
Yes.
But it's what makes it magical is that transition as it develops from one scene to another scene, and still tell, like with the hedge that comes, the perspective on the hedge that you had, and then you come up and you're right in the hedge, and then
you crash through the hedge, and then you're over a cornfield with a corn circle.
Yes, and all those little extra little details, like the scarecrow and in a field, and all those sort of things that make you smile. It is remarkable.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with it. Yeah.
Well, quite right. We've all now somewhat stunned.
Yeah, I'd be reading the comments. I mean, people have been so kind
Yes.
and saying such nice things.
So what we want is now one of those a week, please.
Well, I tell you, the next film is going to be about the sweater.
About the sweater.
Yeah, it's finished, and I'm just waiting to send it. I mean, I don't want to overwhelm you with my videos. So
No, please, no. We take them. The great thing is that it's really good that you post the video on the Board Explorer group, because I think people will want to watch that again.
Yes.
Because one take on a live stream is not doing it justice.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I can do this one as well.
Yeah, no, you must, because it's just that whole thing from outer space coming right down to the planet, and then down to the White
Going
Horse.
underwater and swimming with the dolphins.
Yeah.
Then you come up and you're at Beachy Head.
Yeah, all those iconic references are just fantastic. Really, really good.
Yeah.
And you're just going, oh yeah, that's it. Beachy Head, the Seven Sisters, whatever it is, and away they go past. It's
and Avebury Stones is a suggestion of Avebury.
Yes. Yeah. No, it was. There's so much in there that what made you? Was it any specific length? Did you have in mind that it had to last a certain length of time, and so you could work out the length for that, or just?
No, not really. I just let the drawing evolve in its own way. When I had an idea that I wanted to include something, something English.
Yes.
Which I wanted to try and include, eventually to arrive at the final destination, which is one of my favourite iconic images of southern England,
right.
the Uppington White Horse.
Yes.
And then once I did the drawing originally, when I first made it, I had some music by Van Gelis, who was I think he's a Greek composer.
He did Chariots of Fire, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right, absolutely, yeah. But, issues with copyright, and I thought, well, put my own music to it. So I wrote a few new things and used some old ideas and just kind of chopped it up and put it together so that the whole thing would flow to its conclusion.
Absolutely. Well, that was just sensational and so different. And well, I imagine that in real life to see it would be even better, because it's something that you can perform, isn't it?
Well, absolutely, yeah, but you have to be to a small audience.
Well, of course, yes. But that's you could. I mean, talk about if you're performing that to a small audience, that closeness of the audience and the performer.
Yeah, the intimacy as well.
And I can imagine kids that would blow modern kids away, because they're not used to seeing analog things.
Indeed, yeah.
And they love, children love mechanics, and they're just not exposed to it these days.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that is amazing. Thank you for sending that in. It's brilliant.
Well,
really,
pleasure. Really. Thanks for showing it, because it was over 3.5 minutes long, and I always try and keep to 2 minutes or less if possible. But
yes, yeah. Well, all your other stuff is obviously crap, but that no, not at all. No, that's fine. I don't mind. People send in. I have had people try to send in 5 minutes 21 seconds of holding a camera and just wobbling it about from where they are and hoping to get away with it. Whereas you've put amazing amount of effort, so it's worthy of it, of course.
Yeah, it's slowly evolved over many years. I have many projects on the go that I pick up and put down. They need time to marinate a little bit before I go back to them.
Yes, no. Well, do you know, I think that's it does make me think about what I do. I put out something every day, and in many ways that sort of waters down what I do, because you could spend more time honing something like you have there.
Well, you could, but you have this other consideration where you're building up an audience, and as you keep mentioning, the algorithms, which if you are constantly putting in, let's say, content, I hate this word.
Oh, I know.
Putting up your videos, then it helps your profile.
Yes.
I'm not concerned about such things. I like to let things have their time, and they mature in their own way. And then when they're ready, I have another film, the story of the church bell which fell into the water.
Yes.
Well, I've been working on a longer version of that for about 2 years now, and it's probably finished, but I just want to let it sit on the computer, and then I think about it a little bit each day, you know, and I'm waiting for the right time to post it. So
Yes.
I'm not in any hurry.
No. Oh, well, when
Although
you do...
that's a great film.
When you do, let us know.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah,
It's a
brilliant.
bit long for the show. It's about 11 minutes, but it'll be on my village, or probably on my first YouTube site. But yes, I can let you know.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, we're only too happy to
Super.
promote it as much as we can.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for calling in as
my
well,
pleasure.
Andrew. It's
It's
lovely,
great to talk
lovely
to you.
yeah.
And really, a heartfelt thanks to everybody out there who made such wonderful comments. I would shake your hand personally, but I suppose in this day and age we have to keep a bit of a distance.
Yeah,
But,
none of us want to die, mate. None of us want to die.
No. But take it from me that I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, that was stunning. That was really stunning. Thank you so much.
Oh, pleasure. Thanks to you, and thanks to everybody.
No problem. Take
Catch you
care.
later.
Take
Yeah,
care.
you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So there we are, the wonderful and stunning and so creative Andrew Norris there. So, you know, to top that, let's put on a Robert Krosev one. I'm joking, Robert. I'm joking. Lots of lovely comments there, and well done. It's so nice to hear you as well. We are going to put another video on. But this is back to, you know, every video. Now, I don't want you to feel that, you know, suddenly, whatever comes on is in any way inferior. Everybody has to do something, and they do it their way. And as I said to Andrew, you know, I mean, I chuck stuff out. And let me tell you this, before I put a video on, there's the lovely people like Fran and Rich who do Floating Your Boat. And by the way, their latest video is out. I gather a day late it came out because I think Fran was plying Rich with red wine is the message that came through. Isn't that right, Eric? That's right, sir. That's right. But that's very, very entertaining and well worth watching. I watched that yesterday afternoon. And I probably can't remember a damn thing about it. They're on the canal. Oh yeah, they're moving. They're on the move. That's right. No, I joke. Fantastic. Do check them out. Floating Our Boat. And they put out a video every week, and a number of people put out a video every week. And I stick one out every day. And everybody has their own way of working and what have you. And the thing with me is, because I could easily become a perfectionist, if I'm forced to put one out every day, I have to compromise. I have to, thank you. I have to say, do you know what? I can do no more on this. It's got to go. And out it goes. And some are, and some are, stop it. I will throw you in a bucket of water. No, I won't. Sorry, it's just having a moment. Yeah. I know you fancy me. Will you stop whistling at me? Yes, stop it. Thank you. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get shot of the bloody thing. So what was I saying? Yeah, because I have to do one every day, I obviously, you post it and you just go, well, and there's some, and I always think of myself as a bit like a loaf of bread, which I'm enjoying making, by the way, still making my own bread, that when it's a bit old and mouldy, I'll just make another one. That's obviously the way to go with it. And so it's like your daily bread, always have a fresh one, and hopefully it'll be all right. So on that note, let's go and have another go on another video, and let's see what we've got in the video box today. Did that play? I can't remember if that played. Let me just do that. Oh yeah. Fantastic. Right, we've got a whole load of things. I think we'll follow this up. Well, Kevin, our lovely Kevin has been out. Oh, lovely Kevin. I hope he's all right. Lovely Kevin has been out. William Hartnell to you and I. He's been out with the lovely Cynthia. Keeping social distance, of course. Or at least, that's what he tells us.
Hello Richard, Kevin here. Cynthia's here. We're out on a walk today, but we're supposed to be heading to Bramshot.
We're not, are we?
But we're not. We're nearer to Liphook than we are Bramshot. We took a wrong turning, a fork, on the footpaths. But what we wanted to show you, as we walk up here, Cynthia's 2 metres away, social distancing. I'm on a new rig today, by the way. A suggestion that you made about mounting my Zoom recorder on the same pole or same grip or handle as the GoPro, and that's what I've got. Using it for the first time today, and I have to say, what a brilliant idea. It works so well, so I can highly recommend your idea. But what Cynthia and I wanted to show you was this here. Up through these sweet chestnuts both sides of the track, but all these foxgloves. Just look at these. And there was bees in amongst them. There's a bee in amongst that one. See if we can get that one, if he comes out. Which he should do. There he goes, into another one. How about that? That's brilliant. There's another one here, look. But we've seen these. They're in abundance. Cynthia quite rightly said just now, we had the abundance of bluebells this year, and it seems it's the perfect weather for the foxgloves, because we've seen absolutely masses of them, but particularly 2 or 3 roads or tracks like this. But this particular track goes to the back of a private school called Highfield School. But we've seen these tracks all the way along as we walk round. But we've got to find our way back now, because we think we're going to scrap going to Bramshot and just continue the loop round here up onto Lynchmere Common, and then back to where I parked my car at Cynthia's place, and then head off home. But it's been a lovely walk. Sunshine's out, been out. It's a bit cloudy now, by the way, but it's been hot, very hot, very humid. That's the word.
Humid.
You want to pick the right word. Cynthia will always come up with it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little video, just of the foxgloves, and we'll catch you on another one. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye bye.
There we go, the lovely Kevin and Cynthia out walking with the foxgloves. How delightful is that? Thank you so much for sending that in, Kevin. Always good. I don't know whether you noticed you were actually only on one channel. Your audio was only on one channel to those who are picking it up on a stereo system. There's something I probably need to tell you when you start syncing up your audio. But other than that, it's all good. What do I want to do? I want to come back to there. Yes, if you want to give us a call, 07934746790 is the number. You can text, but if you text, I won't answer it. You can leave a message, but if you leave a message, I also won't answer it, because there's no credit on the phone in the studio. So people do often leave messages, but I never hear them. I never hear, because I can't ring them, because you need to have credit to access them. So if that's you, I would recommend not to, because I don't. It's not my personal number, this, by the way. This only goes on when the show's on. When the show comes to an end, it goes off. Yeah, there's no need to keep doing that, because there's nobody there. So give us a call. Now, one of the questions I want to ask everybody is, have you been shopping? Have you gone? The shops are now open, aren't they? On the 5th of June, 15th of June, the shops are open. You can go shopping. Have you gone into a shop that's not been open, and what has it been like? Has it been a bit dodgy? Have you had to queue up? Did your queue, this is what I'm more interested in, is did your queue outside the shop go into the street, and did it get mixed up with the shop next door? How did they deal with this 2-meter queuing system? Because it looked nuts when it was just a few shops open, the essentials. And I can't imagine the high street. I haven't been down into that. I haven't had a chance to go shopping today. I've been out filming and editing and what have you. But have you been shopping? How did it go? What was it like? Were you nervous? Did you wear a mask? Did you not wear a mask? Did you get on public transport? Because if you're on public transport in the UK, you got to wear a mask. Just interested. How are you dealing with this new situation? Or are you going to wait a bit and see how things pan out? After all, you know, when a soft piece of software gets launched, I always think, I'm not going to be the first to download that because there's going to be some niggles with it. And then I'll wait for the updates. And then I'll start using that software. Give us a call. 0793 4746 790 is the number. Lots of nice comments there for Kevin and Cynthia. Amazing foxgloves. Lovely to see the bees at work. Busy as ever. Gorgeous avenue there, says the lovely Julia. And Audrey says, nice one, Kevin. Barry says, lovely video. Kevin looks a little like Chuck Norris. And you wouldn't want to Chuck Norris, would you? We don't want to chuck Kevin either. Days of Yore, nice one, Kevin and Cynthia. Lovely Linda Kane says, nice one as well. Let's find out who's calling in on the old Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi show. Hello to you, caller calling the Vobes. Hello? 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 No. Hang on. Try now.
Ah, that's better. There you are.
There you
Hello.
are. I beg your pardons. For some reason, it wasn't fully plugged in.
Ah. How are you? It's Gabriel.
Hello, Gabriel. You sounded very different then. I was a bit confused. But it's lovely to hear from you now.
Yay!
Yay. Have you been out shopping then?
Oh, no. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I despair of British society. I really do.
Oh, do you?
Oh, it's on the news tonight. These people have been taking a day off work and queuing up an hour and a half before these shops shut. What is the matter with people? Haven't they got a life?
Wait, hang on a minute. People have, what? They've been furloughed all this time, and then now they go back to work. They've taken the day off so they can queue.
Yes, outside shops an hour before they open. Primark in Birmingham had to open early.
Oh, my
You couldn't invent this crap. I'm sorry for my French, but I despair.
This is
Oh,
British.
dear
This is British
God.
culture. This is what we're known for, isn't it? We love
Being
queues.
a bunch of idiots. Oh.
Not only are we a nation of shopkeepers, said the French, but we also love queues.
I think we're a nation of numpties if the news is anything to go by. I really
Oh, well,
do.
I don't listen to the mainstream media anymore.
Oh, and here's another one for you.
Yeah, go on.
You go into a supermarket
Yeah.
and they've got the things by the door to clean your hands and clean the basket handles.
Yes.
And yet, in town today, I had to walk through town, and there's people by all the shop doorways insisting people use hand wash on their hands and stuff as they go into charity shops and Indian scent shops and all this really essential stuff that you wash your hands. And yet you walk into a supermarket and people are just walking past it. What's that all about?
Totally, walk past that, pick up the beans. Oh, no, I don't want those beans. Put them back.
Absolutely. There should be somebody on the door insisting you don't come in unless you wash your hands on that stuff.
So you said you went into town. Were there people queuing? Did you see people queuing?
No. In fact, in Glastonbury, they've pedestrianised our high street to aid with social distancing.
Have they?
Yeah, and they're all walking up and down the pavement still, walking past each other.
I've heard that in some places they've got one-way streets now on the pavement. So if you're going to go north, you've got to go on one side of the road. If you're going south, you've got to go on the other side. Is that true?
I don't know, but I don't think the British public could handle that because they don't know what 2 metres is. They're expecting to know what left and right is.
Exactly. I struggle with left and right, west and east. And when I've got a camera in front of me, go, yeah, I'm just going to go to the east. No, sorry, that's the west. Oh yeah, that's right. Continually correcting myself. So so you didn't ring up about the shopping then?
Well, I thought I'd mention it. I'd ring up and have a chat, say hello.
Fantastic. Good. It's lovely. Always love to hear you. I've been pre-watching your video, which will be coming up this evening, which looks very good. You said to me that you had to cram a lot in.
I did, because I thought it was all going to go into one, because I wanted to finish it tonight.
Oh.
But then it didn't, and I thought I refused to over-cram it. As it is, I think it is a little bit too crammed with information, this one. But I shall the next one will have hardly anything in it. There's not much left to go in. I
must ask you about how is your creation, the filming creation going? I forget what you call it, the cross between a Steadicam and a gimbal.
All done. All done.
Is it?
It's working, and I tell you what, the results are rather spectacular. Yes, very, very smooth.
What did you make the long thing out of?
I've got a glide pole, a glide cam thing. You know, the old-fashioned gravity mate.
Right. Oh, I must look at that.
Yes. Yes. So I've been hired to work on a pop video for a local superstar, and I'm going to be using it on that.
Oh,
So
right.
that and the drone and some bits and pieces. He wants all the bells and whistles thrown at this
Yes,
thing,
cool.
so-
Well, pop music, they need all that, don't they? You've got to
Yeah.
to stay current.
Put
Yeah.
the toy box with me and see what comes out.
Do you know what I did? What I did the other day? Yesterday it was. Yesterday I nearly flew my drone.
Did you?
I
What
did.
drone have you got, by the way?
It's a Fimi, Fimi, Fomi.
Don't know that one. I don't know.
X8, Fimi X8, something like that. Anyway, I got it all out and I intended to fly it. And I knew that there was a number of things I had to do. One was download the software so that the tablet could see it.
That's a good one.
That one. And then I needed to upgrade the firmware.
Mm-hmm.
There was that. And recalibrate the camera, I think.
Gimbal, yeah.
Gimbal. So there were three things, and recharge the batteries. So the batteries have been sitting in there for months now, and of course they were pretty much flat. So I bung them on charge, and then I was fiddling with this thing, and to be honest with you, I was struggling because I couldn't get the unit, the flying bit, to see the bit that you hold in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I was fiddling with that, and I couldn't work it out. And the instructions that came with it is in a tiny sort of one sentence per page.
English.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I thought, this is. And anyway, I thought I got to a point, and then it wouldn't tell me what the firmware was or how to update the firmware. So I was just going, do you know what? I've lost the incentive now. And then, I thought, where can you fly it? I mean, I'd done the test, and I was thinking, where can you fly it safely? And apparently, if you're on a public footpath, you can fly it, even if it's on farmers' land.
No, technically you can't. Technically, you still need permission to take off. They're really clamping down on it now.
Yeah, well, that may have been an old website that I saw. So I know there's a piece of software that you can download that tells you where is okay.
Well, there's software that tells you where the NFZs are, the no-fly zones, and all those things.
Oh, right.
Because there are certain. If you look at a map of Britain, there are areas designated NFZs or no-fly zones, and there's also extended centre lines off of runways that you can't fly, and there's certain hospitals, certain power stations, government facilities. You need to know where you are. And that's one of the things, before I do a job, I spent 2 hours desktop research before I can even get the thing out of the box, which kind of has taken the edge off it. I used to like flying my drone, now it's a chore.
Yes.
Basically.
I mean, mine was a gift, and the lovely Jeff Kellerson very kindly last year gave it. Sent it to me.
Nice man, Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
Such a lovely man. Sent it to me in the depth of winter with all the rain and wind. So, so it gave me an excuse not to have to worry about it for a while.
That's true.
And then we got nice weather, and I was thinking, I must fly this thing. But you know what it's like when you're out filming.
Mm.
You've got gear. And you just don't want to carry too much gear, especially if you're on a walk. And it's like, then there's the gimbal, and then there's the drone, and there's the tripod, and the camera, and you just never get going.
And you know, the ironic thing is you start off with this tiny little GoPro action camera, and you start filming with that, and then you have to buy this bit and then that bit.
Yes.
And then it's like the BBC going out every time you go out. And you're like, hang on, I started off with a little pocket camera the size of a Matchbox. Now look at me.
I know. Well, it's funny because I started with the reverse, because I started with film back in the day.
You did, yes.
And then VHS, once VHS, that was awful, but it's huge. And then...
The old E&G style cameras.
Exactly. The old mini DV and DV cam. And then, fairly high-grade stuff. And then in the corporate work, decent, because you could film stuff on smaller cameras, but the clients want to see, they just don't believe you. So they want to see a big camera.
Oh, yeah.
And big tripod. And so I started with that. So then when coming down to a GoPro, it's really great. But, these action cameras are great, but even though they're great, they're still limiting.
Mm.
And so in the end, I'm back to the DSLR, and I much prefer bunging it on a tripod, having rock steady shots and crystal clarity. And the other thing is, from my point of view now, is every other person is on a bloody GoPro or equivalent doing the same sort of thing, and you've got to try and work, how do I make myself look different? So it's like, for me, it's like, we'll go back to the old school, bung it on a tripod, because nobody puts them on a tripod anymore. Unless...
I must admit, I do like the idea of some tape. I've been looking at old Canon tape cameras, not that old, but...
Tape?
So, tape, like DV tape and all that stuff. Just getting into the old analogy kind of tape video again. I just like the idea of it. It has a certain quality that you can't replace with video, with digital.
Yeah. I've got a PD150. Which is DV cam, but it's it's a 4:3 ratio, and when you see the picture, you're just going, focus it a bit, would you? Focus it a bit. Oh, it is in focus. No, focus it a bit. It's just so I couldn't watch it. Yeah, I still like the old Super 8 and all that stuff. But there's a certain something. Each time the new technology comes along, you lose something. You gain a lot of things, but you lose certain things. And I mean, there are settings on cameras now that recreate that or try to. Yes, yeah. Well, I mean, when you look at Andrew Norris's stuff that we just saw, the whatever he called it, Panoramation, or was it Panoramination? That's it. Yeah, it's like Super Marination. That was it. Yeah. Yeah, just there is. You're right. There's a charm about analog that, but you can't. It's great occasionally. But you couldn't do it all the time. I mean, Dumpman. Oh, God, no. Dumpman still uses high 8. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with high 8. Well, high 8. Unless you've got to edit it. Well, there is that. That is the downside, of course, yeah. The editing is a bit of a pig. There was one thing I wanted to ring up and say. Another thing I heard on the news today. Yes. I don't know if it's what the state is in this country, but I think in Northern Ireland, bed and breakfasts and that are opening up in the beginning of August. I thought you might like to know this movement. I can't wait. I'm coming over to Glastonbury. First thing I can do. Yeah, I can't wait to see you. And another thing, I sent you all my contact details in an email a while back. Yeah. If you want to just get hold of me and Skype me one day, and I can sort of talk you through getting your drone sorted up if you want. Or cool. Yeah, it's up to you. Well, I may just wait to, if it's not that long, I may just wait to bring it up with you, and we could make a video about flying it. Which would be we could do that. Which would be quite fun, and then rather than me, because if I try and do a video on my own of me trying to learn it, it'll be boring. Whereas somebody else filming it and throwing in comments would just make it fun. Like, what's that tree? Yeah, exactly. That's the shortest drone flight in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Crunch. And we just... Anyway, listen, I won't take up more. No, it's lovely to talk to you. Bring up and say hello. Fantastic. Look after yourself. Thanks for that amazing video earlier on, and everything else. All right, then. And yes, you're right. Floating Our Boats video yesterday was brilliant. It was. Hi, Brian and Rich. Yeah, lovely to see them. And it every time I watch them, I think, oh, maybe I should be doing it once a week. It give me more time, and I don't know. I've got this stupid 5-year plan. I've got another 2 years of 10-minute videos every day. So I know. Gives us something to look forward to each day. Well, that's it. That's what I hope. Take care. Andrew, my friend. Talk soon. See you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. There we are, the lovely Gabriel. And I think we'll go straight to a video by Gabriel. We'll catch up with his, I can't remember what part this is now, the last of the current parts. Although he tells us, of course, as you heard, there's just one more part. He can't help it. They keep coming. So let's see Gabriel's most recent look round at the history of Glastonbury.
This is the Abbey barn built around 1340 to store produce from the Abbey estates. Farm buildings and a house were added in Victorian times. Until recently, meadows came right up to the barn from the River Brook. It now houses the Somerset Rural Life Museum and is well worth a visit. I will make a video here when it reopens. These houses stand on old farmland called Actis. Like the Abbey barn, this land went down to the River Brook. The old Buckley Road here was the turnpike road across the moors. In the distance you can see the Polden Hills and the Hood Monument, not to be confused with the New Butley Road, which was built in the early 1800s. During construction they uncovered many graves here which were thought to be those of suicide victims, which traditionally were buried on unconsecrated ground by a crossroads outside the town. Here we're looking back along Beer Lane where we've just been with the touring distance, and that's New Butley Road. The road to the right is Hill Head, which leads to Wearill Hill. This is Abbey Park with its large chestnut trees, and is built on the site of a farm that used to farm the Abbey land for 300 years. This house, built of blue light stone, was the town's first nursing home, built to commemorate the Jubilee of Queen Victoria. Here is another of Glastonbury's wonderful murals. They're everywhere. This is the site of the chain gate that secured the southern entrance of the town for many years. Next to the chain gate is Abbey Grange, built in 1713 using materials from the abbot's lodgings, but then being demolished. This overflow is from the Abbey precinct. This is the entrance to St Margaret's Chapel and the almshouses. I'll come back here when it reopens. This pump house was hurriedly built in 1752 when the healing properties of Chalice well water were discovered. In the late 1880s, this house was the home of J.G.L. Bullied, one of the town's most eminent Victorians. He was so disturbed by his father's involvement in the Glastonbury Canal failure, he tossed himself from the tower of St John's Church. It was his son who later went on to discover Glastonbury Lake Village. St Mary's Church was built in 1939. Next to the church was a convent of St Louis for most of the 20th century until its closure. The church houses the restored shrine of Our Lady of Glastonbury.
Part 5. That was part 5, ladies and gentlemen. Part 5. There, that's very easy when it's on the screen for you. Just shows you how thick I am. Well done. Thank you so much to lovely Glastonbury, Gabriel, and lovely to talk to you as well. It's at 9 o'clock, but we've got a few more videos, so we're going to crack on if that's okay. I know it's the start of a working week for a lot of people. Interesting comments there. I think Judith said that she prefers to browse when shopping. All the fun has gone out of it. You can't do that anymore. Not if you're being incentivized to get in and get out. The pressure of shopping means you're probably only going to buy what you originally came in for and not buy something that is, spare of the moment, which a lot of people do buy things on the spare of the moment, but not if you think you've got that pressure to get in and out the shop. There was another question. Oh, yes, the video, thanks to Floating a Boat saying about the flower video. I did the English Wild Flower Meadow, which they said was fantastic. Of course, they would happen to pick the only video that I'm not actually in. But it was brilliant, and I am going back. There's more to see there. Hello to the caller calling in on the Vobes Show.
Good evening, it's a Moment of Murphy.
Hey, a Moment of Murphy! How are you, Andrew?
Yeah, not bad yourself?
Yeah, not bad, thank you very much. What can I do for you tonight? Have you been out shopping?
No, I haven't been out shopping.
Have you been sleeping from 8 till bloody 10 o'clock? My goodness, what time do you go to bed?
Well, I normally go, I've been at work recently, so it's normally just before midnight I've been going up.
Oh, okay.
And I'm getting up about 8:30 for a 9 o'clock start at work.
Oh, okay. I'll let you off then. I'll let you off. I just thought, you were being a lazy sod. But obviously, no. If you're
Maybe at a weekend, I might stay until about 10.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but have you been up the night before? That's the thing.
Sometimes I might go to bed about 12 on a...
Well, in that case, that's fine. You've got no... It's you're not... it's not like you're having 20 hours in bed.
No, I'm not. But it's nice just having a lie-in, and if I'm going to get up, then Why not?
Yeah, I hear people say that things like they have duvet days. I've never understood that. What the hell is? I mean, I know the principle of it is. You just stay under the duvet all day, but my goodness, that's a day of your life gone.
Yeah, and I think that's how boring.
Yeah, how boring.
To be honest, I know my dad. He's like fairly early. He's like an early bird. My mum's sort of like a night owl. I'm kind of in between. I get the best of both worlds.
Oh dear. Well, it's nice to have best of both worlds. So have you been out filming anything?
Yes, I was out Saturday, so I was filming a Raymond and Murphy round West Harting, Hartingdown.
Oh, it's very nice round there.
Yeah, it is. I thought I could get down somewhere, but I got lost.
Oh,
So I had to
no.
turn back. I thought, oh dear.
You're turning into a Kevin Hall, because Kevin was out on his video and he said we got... And I meant to ask Kevin, does he never take an OS mat with him?
Luckily, I took an OS mat with me. It was one of the Land Ranger series.
Yes.
But it got me out of trouble.
Oh, well done. Yes, I shouldn't say that because of a number of videos, of course, it says I didn't bring my OS map with me. I look on, when I'm doing some of my walks, I look on the OS map and I go, oh, down there's only 1 footpath to the left, that'll be it. And I don't bother to take it with me. It's in the car, but I don't take it with me because I like having my hands free and I don't like having a knapsack on my back and all of that. So and then of course sometimes you go, wait a minute, this isn't right. I've gone one path too early. I don't remember, and sometimes you go down a path that's not actually a footpath.
Yeah, that's all. I think that's one of the occupational hazards of walking in the countryside.
Yes, absolutely. Especially if you're preoccupied with videoing or something else, because you've got something else on your mind.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You're not concentrating.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad round up Harting. I got there about 2:30 in the afternoon, and I just started to rain about 5:30 as I was getting back to the car. So it literally started. I literally had to dash back to the car.
What, literally? You literally had to dash?
Yeah, literally.
Literally.
I was near enough down near the car park anyway, so it was literally just a trot.
I'm glad. Oh, it was literally a trot. So we're like a horse.
Yeah.
I'm just taking a mickey. When people say the word literally, I really it raises the hackles in the back of my head because they often don't mean it. But so I just wanted to see if you were actually dancing like a trot, like on a horse.
Not really.
No, I'd like to see that.
Oh, well, that's giving me an idea.
Yeah, there we go. Nay, lad, nay.
It's like back in my last moment, if I was down the beach, I took you know when you were down Worthing,
Yeah.
and you found like you found an old rope.
Yes.
That's what I mentioned in. I said I didn't find an old rope, but I found a lot of seaweed. That's the kind of thing. It was a bit of a reference to when you went down that.
Yeah, I didn't. I obviously missed that. I missed it. And that was a nice bit of rope as well. I wish I'd gone back and got it. It would look great in the studio. I could have had it there and attached it on something so I could have pulled it and had a bell sound effect so I could just go bong, bong.
Or you could have had, like they do in like kids' classrooms, they hang like pictures and things off of it. You could have all hung our faces on and
yeah, there we go.
Had an audience.
I wonder what you were going to say then. Yeah, had an audience. Yeah, if you'd like to send your face in, I shall hang it on the end of a rope. No, that doesn't sound very good. That would be great. I was just thinking then, if I had a rope like that I could pull, and it's like send up something. I should have some mechanical hand that comes up with, a tea service on there. It's like a teapot and some stuff, and make out it's Eric. Eric, bring it up, and this hand comes up. Boing. I think of these things and never actually implement them.
Yeah, it didn't look a bit of bad rope after all. I looked at it and I thought, how nice.
I know. God, blimey, there. You and I talking about rope. Everyone else is going, oh, really? But it was a lovely bit of rope. I don't know where it is now. It's probably been washed away, or some other lucky person has it in their abode.
Yeah, they found, apparently I watched something in the news last week.
They
found a bin that got chucked off the pier down in Worthing. It ended up in Germany.
In Germany, a bin?
Yeah, I think it was both on BBC and ITV.
Yeah.
They both covered the story, and I thought, who would chuck a bin off of a pier?
Wow. Was it a wheelie bin?
No, it was one of the street bins.
Oh, one of the street. What were those? One of those great big bins, the biffer bin type thing.
Not quite one of those, like a little
Oh,
bin.
like a little litter bin. Oh, I see. And that floated all the way to Germany.
Yeah.
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 Gosh.
It was amazing how it survived. It looks so well preserved.
I got it nice and cleaned up on the way, didn't it? With all the salt probably cleaning it up. They should send it back and it would be nice and pristine. We'll send more over. On the same method with a little note. You know, we don't have to clean these bins anymore. Just chuck them in the sea off the end. How do they know it came off the end of the pier?
I think, from what I can gather, someone Googled they had the town crest on, so they obviously traced it back.
Oh, I see. So it was a bin on the pier, not just any old where in Worthing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How amazing. Well, there we are. Cool, blimey. Well, thanks for that. Thanks for bringing up to date. That's so. Yes, if anybody wants to migrate, we have migrants coming over to Britain illegally. But if you want to escape Britain, the best way, cheap flights to to Germany rather, get in a bin, sail across, easy as pie.
Exactly, and no physical distancing needed.
No, depending if there's only one of you travelling, get your own bin if there's more than one of you. There we are.
Exactly.
Well, lovely to talk to you, Andrew.
Nice to talk to you, Richard.
Look forward to your moment of Murphy when it comes my way.
Will do.
Will it be here on Wednesday, Daddy?
Probably not.
Oh.
But it might be a Friday.
Oh.
Special.
The lovely Julia can wave her magicness over it and bring it on.
Exactly. That's the spirit.
Well, I enjoy going back to work.
I will do.
And we'll catch up with you soon.
Take care, Richard.
All the best, Andy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. The lovely Andrew Murphy there with our moment of Murphy. He is always effervescent and bringing us up to date with the news that we could not do without. Bins to Germany. Let's go into the video box and see what we've got. Let's nip in there like that. Oh, I seem to be in there. Right, what about... oh, yes, now... Tim Williams has been up on the Mendip Hills. The Mendip Hills with super glue, so you can mend them. No, silly joke. The Mendip Hills. Thank you so much, Tim, for sending this in. We will go and have a little look and see what the scenery is. The Mendip Hills, I've only ever once been up that neck of the woods, and I do want to go there and explore more. So it's one of the hill ranges that does fascinate me. So let's have a look at some of the hill ranges on the Mendip Hills. Super duper. What about that? There we are, up on the Mendip Hills. I must go up there. That you pointed, Tim, to a little spot. Was that the peak? That looked like where at first I thought you were going to show a trig point, but I guess that was the that was the very peak of the top, which looked wonderful. Some amazing views up there. I must go. Just been reading the comments there. Angie says that she used to dive off the pier. Blimey, that's brave, diving off the pier. I hope the tide was in when you dove off the pier. Ich bin to Germany, says the lovely Julia. I think she said lots of caves in the Mendips. That would be. I must go and explore some of the caves. on the Mendips. That does sound lovely, and a wonderful spot. Another wonderful spot is in Midhurst. Now, Kevin is usually the proud owner of Midhurst. He's got the keys and he looks after it. But Barry and Faden have been over there. We're going to just check out what they make of the Cowdrey estate.
Today we're at Cowdrey Park in West Sussex. If I've got watery eyes, that's just my hay fever or something.
Walk over and see how close we can get, because I know you're not allowed in it. It belongs to the Cowdrey estate, which is a huge estate with a farm shop, a golf course and other such things.
We found the ruins.
Yeah, that's not the ruins, that's a part of the ruins that was made into a house. This is actually somebody's home. We'll show you the ruins of the actual building when we get around to it. Well, here's the ruin. It was built in the early 1500s and has seen the likes of King Henry VIII and Elizabeth I visit and stay here. I think Faden's got something to say.
It's a bit sad because that bit there is more new. It looks more new.
Yeah, I think he means it's sad because it's in such good structural condition.
Yeah, but it still kind of looks nice though.
It does, it looks beautiful. But it's in such good condition it could be done up. I know it would take a lot of money, or used as a tourist attraction, but you currently can't go in it. Let's show you this little building here. It's very interesting on the stone mushrooms, Faden calls them. Obviously some kind of barn once, something similar.
I've seen one of these before near a steam train station thing.
Yeah, we did see one near a steam train
station.
Yeah. And pan around to the ruined house. The ruins stand at the banks of the River Rother, which is quite a nice river. A lot of people are out picnicking and drinking beer, stuff like that. It's quite an interesting place.
So I'm just going to do another one of Faden's thoughts. Yeah, so it's a nice place, like I say every time. It's a very nice river as well, as you can see. Yeah. It's a very nice river. I think you should definitely come here. Probably good to do fishing here. It'd probably also be good to have a lazy day out here as well.
Here we are at the front of the ruins, and we'll take you on a round tour of the actual building itself.
I'd like to say goodbye to everybody and see you all in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And now we're going to look in the farm shop more over there.
There we go. Wonderful Barry and Faden in Cowdray Estate. Lovely to see the granary and the saddlestones there. They're the mushroom-shaped things. I think Linda was just telling everybody. Yeah, they're to stop the water and damp and also rodents getting in to get at the grain because of the shape from underneath. They can't clamber over the top. And to see some more examples of those, the Open Air Museum, the Singleton Open Air Museum, or the what is it called? The something in Downland now museum. I never know what I always used to call it the Singleton Open Air Museum, the Weald and Downland. Seems to have got two names. Maybe they changed it. I don't know. But when I was at school, at primary school, and 10 years old, we went there. I remember there's a photograph in an album somewhere of me standing outside the granary there, which is on the Saddlestones, and that was then Singleton Open Air Museum. But now I guess it's the Weald and Downland Museum, so who knows. Anyway, there it is. So thank you very much for all the lovely videos. I think we've got through. I'm just double checking that we've played them all. Yes, that's very good. Don't want to be accused of missing any out. If I have missed your videos out, then do let me know. If you want to give us a call, the last caller of the show is welcome to give me a call now, or we'll all tuck ourselves up to bed. 0793 474 6790. Great video there, Barry and Faden, says Judith. Thanks all, says Barry. Henry's Adventure says it looks like a lovely place. It is a lovely place, actually. I've done a podcast from the Cowdray Estate with a woman who, I think she's left now, but was one of the estate publicists and worked on there. But I did that. It's about 40 minutes long, and she takes me around room by room and tells me all the things that happen in there. It's just a piece of audio which went with the old Vobes show, which was the podcast. Let's find out who's calling up on the Vobes show. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Vobes.
Is that Mr. Suggett?
It is, yes.
And how are you in Littlehampton?
I'm very well, thank you. And yourself?
Do you know, I am all right.
Oh, good. Good. You having a good show?
Yeah, I think it's gone very well. We've had some terrific videos. Everyone has been fantastic. We've had some nice, interesting phone calls, apart from the last one. And oh no, sorry, I jest. And the comments are great, and everybody's happy, and people have been queuing to get into Primark as long as your armpit.
Yeah, I've only been to the allotment today, so I have not been to any shops. Quite frankly, I refuse to go to any shops at the moment.
Yeah, no, me too. I wouldn't. I'm not a great fan. I'm certainly not a great fan of Primark myself, but not for any reasons. Is that it's always bloody busy.
Well, I don't mind Primark when I've been there in the past, but in terms of their t-shirts and stuff, I don't find they last all that long.
No, no.
They're pretty cheap, but if you want a cheap t-shirt, it's fantastic.
Well, I don't know how they make them for the money. But anyway, let's not get into that argument. At least that we get sued. So anyway, what can I do you for?
Well, I've actually got to say that video from Andrew Norris was right at the very beginning of the show.
Don't remember it. Andrew Norris. Did he bring a video in? Was it any good?
It was very, very good.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sure you remember it, because when you rang me earlier and we were talking about it, you were almost in tears because it was so good.
Yes, that's true. Just to alert the audience know that Mr. Suggett rang me just as I was setting up the show. It's irritating bugger he is. And he said, I want some advice on jingles. And we were chatting about jingles. And I said, I've just been watching, because I pre-watched the videos, because when they go out, as I've mentioned many, many times, I can't hear them. And is that the same with your show? Can you hear them when they go out?
Well, I figured out a way I can do it.
Oh, right, okay. You're cleverer than me.
I'll have to teach you that.
You'll have to teach me. Teach me how to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I said I'd been watching the videos, and I've just watched Andrew Norris's, and I was sitting there trying to pick my mouth up going, isn't that amazing? And all I said to you was, it was amazing, and you've got to watch the show to see it. I didn't tell you anything about it. What did you think?
It was absolutely amazing. It was so well put together. The artwork, the music, everything.
Absolutely, yeah, no, it was lovely. Very, very lovely.
It was. I think, I can't believe how hard he must have worked on that to give that, to that quality.
Yes. So I think the line there is that you and I have got to work harder on our videos.
Yeah.
We can't just keep putting out rubbish, you know. We've got to we've got to go and do something a bit better. After all, yeah, I'm all right as long as I film somebody's flowers somewhere. I'm all right.
And make sure you're not in the video, except at the
Yeah, and as
beginning,
long as I'm not in the video, it seems that it's much better.
Yeah.
That's the secret. That is the secret.
That is the secret.
Yeah, have you noticed how successful many of the Hollywood films have been? The ones I'm not in.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, people go and see. You know, I mean, I know I haven't actually been in any Hollywood films, but if I was, no one would watch them.
Well, perhaps you should go be in some Hollywood films, and then perhaps the UK films would do better.
Well, yes, but I don't think the Hollywood producers would let me in because they wouldn't want the revenue to drop, would they? We're not having that Vobes bloke. Cool, blimey, have you noticed? We've not had him in any films and we've been all right. If we have him in a film, he's just going to tank.
Well, can you go in incognito and disguise as someone else? Say you're Brad Pitt.
Yeah, because I look a bit like Brad Pitt, don't I?
Yeah,
I've got two eyes and no, wait. I could be Peter Falk.
Who's he?
Columbo.
Oh, right, okay.
You don't remember Columbo, you're far too young.
No, I do.
Just one more thing. No, that was his
oh yeah, of course.
That was his catchphrase. Just one more thing. Just one more thing. You're the murderer, aren't you?
Cigar.
Eh? And his cigar.
French guy and cigars.
That's it. His that was it. It was a wonderful series. And he did so well for a man with one eye, with a glass eye, and he got away with it. It's superb. Yeah. So anyway, Andrew Norris's thing was absolutely brilliant. So we need to pull up. Our trousers. What is the phrase? We need to pull up. We need to
pull up our pants.
Pull up our pants. Stockings. Pull your socks up. That's what it is. Pull your socks up. I knew you had to pull up something. Days of Yore says you could be Rex Harrison. I don't know who's he talking to, me or you.
Rex Harrison.
Rex Harrison. You know, Dr. Dolittle.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember Dr. Dolittle?
Is that the original or the later version?
Oh no, the original, the one with Rex Harrison in it.
Well, I don't know who Rex Harrison is. But
he was a film star in the 50s and probably very early 60s, 40s and 50s. I would imagine Rex Harrison. He was in a number of things. The only thing I can think of was Dr. Dolittle. He may have been in My Fair Lady, but in Pygmalion, it was one of the actors I really like, whose name now escapes me, whose biography is on my shelf. Leslie Thomas. Leslie Thomas?
Right.
No, Leslie Howard. Leslie Howard. Not Leslie Thomas. Leslie Howard.
I've got to say, all these names mean nothing to me.
Oh, Leslie Howard, come on. Pimpernel Smith. Pimpernel Smith. The Scarlet Pimpernel. He was in Pimpernel Smith, propaganda film of 1940. Brilliant film.
Okay, I'll have to take your word on that.
Yeah, Leslie Howard. There we are. Robert Croce. Yeah, absolutely. I've got his biography written. Well, his biography written by his son, In Search of My Father, I think it's called, which is he was shot down during the war, and they don't know whether it was a mistake or by accident. But it was an archetypal Englishman, although he wasn't actually English.
Yeah.
So that's it. So Robert Croce says, "Who's on the phone?" Richard Suggett's on the phone.
Me.
Yes, you.
How dare you are.
I know, he's vague, isn't he? He's vague. He's on something. I'm sure he's on something up there. He's on they don't have much, they have rarefied air up there, up north, in Cumberland.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
so I think it affects the brain.
Well, that's not an excuse.
It's true. It isn't. But he's sticking to it, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to the next Croce video where he's standing and just holds the phone like this. Oh, I shouldn't take the mickey. It's just, he takes the mickey of me, swine.
To be fair, it's not easy with this video making,
isn't it?
I mean, you make it look easy.
You don't do a bad job.
Well, yeah, but I've had you on my. I've been on your training course, haven't I? a day training course, and it's all down to that.
Oh yeah, that's true. You went on the Vobes training course, and all your viewers have now gone downhill. Have you noticed that because I don't appear in your videos, you're doing really well? Have you noticed that?
No, I haven't noticed that. We'll have to test this and get you on one of my videos and see how.
See what happens. Yeah.
See what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nightmare. What are we? Nigel Sadler says you need to appeal to an older, more discerning audience who have actually heard of these people. I think he's addressing that to me. Yes. Instead of, well, you see, this is what the BBC do. They try to appeal to the young, and they try to appeal to the young on BBC Radio 4, and kids. When I say kids, teenagers and 20-year-olds don't want to listen to Radio 4 because they associate it with a more mature, older audience. And the more mature audience don't really want the younger people to be... well, they don't mind they're listening, but they don't want the younger, inane, stupid programmes. They want intelligent speech that the BBC say that Radio 4 is. And yet, when you hear a comedy programme, they're the least funny things... well, because they can't be funny because now you can't insult anybody about anything. Because it's going to cause you a problem. You can't. It's very difficult to be funny when you've got to be PC.
Yes. Well, that's a whole nother debate, isn't it?
It is another debate, and we haven't really got the time. It's 9:30. There we are.
No.
Well, thank you for ringing up.
You're welcome. I was going to add something, and I forgot what I was going to add. So.
Well, I hope it was something like Worcester sauce or HP sauce, or a bit of tomato ketchup's always quite nice.
I'm quite into mustard at the moment.
Oh, mustard. Is it English mustard or French mustard?
It depends on what I'm having. Mostly an English mustard.
Yeah.
Every now and then, a bit of a Dijon or something goes quite nicely.
Bit of Dijon on your toes. Quite nice.
Oh, yeah.
Rub it well in, and then you can suck your feet. Little thing I get up to late at night when no one's looking. Anyway, Richard, I better go because people have got things to do, people to see, phone calls to make, letters to write, and phone calls to answer. So I'm going to let them get on with that whilst I go and upload tomorrow's video.
Okie dokie. Well, you have a good evening.
I certainly shall. I live the life of Riley, me.
I know.
You take care.
You too. Cheers.
All the best. Bye-bye. Thanks for calling.
Bye. No worries.
There we are, the lovely Richard Suggett calling in to end our show. Lovely of him to do that. And that rounds it all up. We will be back. I say we, you and me, and anybody else who wants to on Wednesday. Do join us for another show. In the meantime, have a wonderful evening. Do look after yourselves. Take care. Thanks for the videos and the comments and for the phone calls. Thanks to Julia and to Judith for moderating and keeping all those spam bots at bay. And keep making those videos. Don't ask me to be in any of them, and you'll be all right. Until next time, take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.